Hey YouTube, Michael Double X the Beast here. It's Sunday night and spent some time up here in my office over the weekend and just, going through, different things after moving and kind of talked about some of that on my previous video, but uh still have a lot of stuff to put on shelves. You can see they're mostly empty. A lot of these cardboard boxes up here on this side that's just CGC card boxes from grading that's and they're all empty, and I got to get rid of them. I kind of kept them thinking that might use them at some point, but they're just taking up space. So still a lot of stuff got to get rid of. Still got a lot of stuff to put out. Going to be shuffling some things around for sure. But tonight's video mainly, I just wanted to talk through a few things, and then I'm going to show some comic books here. Here in a few minutes. Um, First thing, is what I'm going to be collecting comic book wise. Talked about in a previous video a little bit, but I'm going to be doing GI Joe Real American Hero only in newsstand. Outside of I think Special One is the only issue that's direct only, but going to be doing newsstand. Maybe even I may even do the Mark Jewers edition. I've really been into Mark Jewers books lately. Got one Amazing Spider-Man Mark Jewers that I'm going to show when I flip the camera around. But really, just enjoying collecting and gonna be focused on GI Joe. Still buying a lot of Amazing Spider-Man and still toss that around doing that full run. But I think I'm going to back off on that. I think in general, I don't know if I'm I don't know if I'm right now in the right place where I want to commit to that long term of a collecting goal. I think I can do the GI Joe, full run in maybe a year, under a year. That's a little bit more realistic for me right now. So I'm going to work on that. Talked about Mark Jewelers. I've been buying some different Mark Jewelers, Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men, some different ones. Thoroughly enjoy buying those just because of how rare they are. Um, and just enjoying collecting. Also been cleaning, teaching myself how to clean and press a little bit. It's a fun adventure just to go down, just because something I've always wanted to do, and now really just learning something completely new and kind of starting from scratch. There's a lot of great videos out there. I've read a couple books, lots of different websites, and doing some of that stuff, and just doing my own just doing my own stuff. Me and Andy, she blinded me through refractors, us kind of working on some of that together. Is really a lot of fun. We're trying to figure out where we fit in that space. Obviously I'm a big time collector, so for every maybe for every 5 books that I clean, press, and grade, maybe I keep one or two of them and then flip the others to fund the hobby. That's kind of what I have in mind. And anyways, we're going to see where it goes. Really enjoy it. Still looking to buy some collections. I'd love to do that locally here in the Oklahoma City area. I'd love to be able to get into that sort of thing again. I've had luck with that in the past. I bought some huge comic book collections a couple of times. One massive one years ago, and just a lot of fun going through them and stuff. So, anyways, a lot of things going on. Coming back over here into the comic book side. Still doing cards. Still looking for card collections as well. To buy and go through. But, anyways, I am going to I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to show some books. Okay, so the first book I'm going to show here is Marvel Age 98. And I believe this is the first appearance of the Toxic Avenger in a comic book. I think maybe he had been in like a magazine or something like that before, but I believe the first time he was in a comic book. I bought a huge lot off of eBay probably 4 or 5 months ago. Didn't really pay attention to many of the books, but this was other than a couple of the big keys, which I'll show. I don't think I have any on this video, maybe one or two, but anyways, this book was in there. I just stashed it back. I need to put it into a smaller bag and board. This is what it came in, and it's a cool book. It's got, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It is very wavy. Like it's got tons of surface creases and things, but not lots of color breaking ones. So, I'll press this one and definitely make it look a lot better. But I was a huge Toxic Avenger fan when I was a kid, so that's a cool one to add. Here's another one. This is just kind of a staple in most people's collections. You just got to own one. This is Spawn #1, of course. It's very reflective on the Mylar. But anyways, this was also in that big collection. So this came with the Toxic Avenger book. Um, it had several key books in that lot, but this was in here, and I've probably owned 100 of these in my lifetime. But for some reason, every time I get one, I'm very excited to have it. And of course, it's Todd McFarlane, who's kind of the goat of my generation. Anyways, I was a kid when he was kind of first getting going, and so he's been a big part of my lifetime of collecting. And this one's in great shape. You can probably tell some of that by the video. But anyways, always great to have those. Up next are a couple of them I bought locally. This poly bag, I need to get it out of here and get it into Mylar. But this is a Uncanny X-Men 162. This is a direct issue. You can tell down here at the bottom. It's actually in really nice shape. It's got a couple of small flaws. I think this was a $10 or $12 book in the, kind of in the, wasn't good enough to be a wall book, but I always love this cover, Wolverine and the Brood. Just a very neat one. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I love even having the spider webs. It just doesn't have anything to do with Spider-Man, but it just looks very cool. But it's a Dave Cockrum cover as well. Dave was awesome cover artist. Um, Up next is, this one's in really nice shape, and this is Uncanny X-Men 155. And this is a newsstand, as you can tell. This was here locally as well. It needs to be cleaned and maybe pressed a little bit, but it's in probably very fine plus condition, which is awesome. Maybe even near mint minus, because it looks good. I always love the colors on this book. I just always thought that the yellows really pop, and then the reds really look great because of the color of the background. Just one of those classic, you know, older X-Men books. I believe that's another Dave Cockrum cover. This is Amazing Spider-Man 251. Of course, 252 comes after this one. That's such a huge book, but you'll notice it's a newsstand, but this is a special newsstand. This is a Mark Jewelers edition. And it's in, I would say, fine plus, maybe very fine minus condition. It's not perfect. It doesn't look bad. It presents pretty good. But there's a major crease going right along here and down through here that the camera probably doesn't even pick up. So it's but it looks good. The colors are great. Of course, very simple cover, just Spider-Man's hand holding the Hobgoblin's mask. Next, got a couple of Frank Miller Daredevil run. I always love these. And this is issue 183 with that classic Punisher cover. This thing's in outstanding condition, probably near mint minus, maybe a 9092 newsstand edition. And I pick up all these Frank Miller books that I can, from the Daredevil run, like a lot of people do. And this is getting towards the tail end of the Frank Miller era of Daredevil. And also, the seller shipped this in one of these clear backing boards, so you can see the back very well. I need to get some more of these. I really think they're cool. After having one of these, this is the only one I've ever actually had. I'd like to get some more of them. But anyways, I just think that cover is outstanding. Up next, this is another really high grade newsstand. This is Daredevil 161. This is towards the front end of the Frank Miller era, and features that outstanding bullseye cover of him kicking Daredevil down off of a roller coaster. And anything with Daredevil, Frank Miller, and Bullseye, and you can see Black Widow down here. I just got to have it. And that's an outstanding cover right there. Up next, this is a cool one that I wanted for a long time. This is Marvel Premiere featuring the Legion of Monsters. I think they have an appearance together in it's in a magazine, but this is the first comic book appearance of all of them together, I believe. Man Thing, Ghost Rider, uh, Morbius, obviously, and Werewolf by Night. Just a very cool kind of team effort. I think this is probably like an 8.5, maybe a 9.0 condition. I bought one intentionally and as high grade as I could find when I was looking. And this one's nice. It's got a couple of small color breaks right there in that black, which a lot of them do. But otherwise, just what a cool cover, and just some great characters. Up next, I started picking up quite a few early Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom covers and appearances, and this is issue 23. This one's probably in very good condition, maybe something like that. It's definitely got some color breaks and some flaws, but colors look great. The gloss is great, and you can see it's in pretty nice shape. It's got a really big color break going across it this way right here, and then the spine's got some damage, obviously. But just any of these early Doctor Dooms that they've become very popular, and this one looks great. Got two more books here to show tonight, and they're both of them pretty nice books. This is GI Joe Special #1, and it's in a top loader, so it's kind of reflecting funny, but just a great book. Of course, it's that homage of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1. Todd McFarlane did not do this cover. I think at one point in time he was linked to have done a cover for it, and then they replaced him there towards the end. But he did do, I believe, most or all of the interior pencils. So this is one of the latest, maybe the last Todd McFarlane artwork in Marvel after he had went over and started creating Spawn and Image and all that stuff that went on. But very cool book. It's only available in direct edition, so there is no newsstand. And it, for some reason, it is very low print run, very limited, very hard to find, especially in high grade. And I need to grade this one, but for now it's in this top loader, and gonna enjoy it. It's definitely a cool book with Snake Eyes on the front in that classic pose. It's been, this cover's been duplicated so many times, and that's an awesome one with Snake Eyes on there. And last but not least, tonight I may have to move my camera back just a little bit because this is the only graded book I'm going to show. And yeah, that's what I thought. I was going to have to bring this back, so let me bear with me a second. And my lighting's not going to cooperate, but that's okay. Hang on a second here. See if I can do this right here and get the lighting to show. But this is a Amazing Spider-Man 14, and it's a 1.0, and I'll bring the camera a little bit closer so you can see. But it actually is showing as incomplete because it's missing an ad page from the back that does not affect the story. Of course, this is the first appearance of the Green Goblin, and this book is actually, as you can see, it looks great. That's why I grabbed it, just because I thought it presented more like a 3 or 4. I thought just the colors, and it doesn't have a lot of major flaws on the cover. And when I grabbed it a few months ago, I was very excited, still am, about having it. So, it's in an older CGC, case holder, I guess it would be. And, so they were pretty tough on them. I've thought about cracking it out, but I think just because it's incomplete, I don't think it's really going to get a bump. But still, just a great book. Very, very cool book to own. I've wanted one since I was a kid, and I was in a shop locally here and saw it. Was able to get a deal worked out, and took it home with me that day. So would I love to upgrade maybe down the road to a 3, 4, 5, something like that? Yes. But am I upset about having one in my collection that maybe is lower grade? No. because it looks so good. You know, the only thing maybe that bothers me a little bit is that it's labeled as incomplete. You know, up here it shows as incomplete, which it is. It doesn't have you know, that ad's missing. So, anyways, that's all the books I have to show tonight. I'll do another video and show some more. I'll try to mess with my lighting here a little bit better so I can show these better because that didn't really work out the best, but still happy to show some of my books that I've recently picked up. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and everybody have a good night.